lovely people. In this video we're going to find out, can you get fit riding an electric bike? To see if you can get fit riding an electric bike, we're going to do two different tests.
So the first test, we're going to pit the e-bike against the road bike around our local road race course. 18.8 kilometers, we're going to be riding at a 7 out of 10 effort level. And we're just going to compare our heart rates to speed over the course to see if you can indeed get fit.
And the second test we're going to do is a max hill climb effort up the local Southwick Hill climb. The KOM for that is about a minute long, so it'll be really interesting to see the difference in speed up the climb on both an e-bike and a road bike.
So I'm Jacob Hennessy, I'm a professional cyclist for Canyon DHB, and I've never actually ridden an e-bike before, so this is going to be my first attempt, and it'll be interesting to see actually what sort of effort I can get out on an e-bike.
I'm in the same boat as well, first time on an e-bike, but I'm taking it from the amateur cycling point of view. I'm more of a recreational cyclist, so I'm interested to see, are the results different for an amateur cyclist versus a professional cyclist?
Right, so now down to the bike in question. This is the Canyon's brand new Endurace On AL 7.0. Canyon's new e-bike, the Endurace On, has the same geometry that you would find on the Endurace road bike, making it sort of comfortable for all-day use. It's running the new update on the Fazua motor to help with cadences between 50 and 120 RPM. The Endurace On is running Shimano's newish Shimano GRX group set. It's the hydraulic disc group set. They use this on this bike because, like on the gravel bikes, it gives you a nice range of gears at the back, and this is actually only running a single ring. The single ring on this is a 48 tooth, and it's combined with a 42 at the back, which gives you a nice spread for some serious climbs, but also you're not going to be missing having a double chain set on the flats because you have got that 48 by 11, similar to sort of the new SRAM group sets. So it's running a carbon seat post to kind of remove that road buzz, but it's also running Schwalbe's E1 tyres. These are e-bike specific. They're designed with a slightly harder casing, so it will absorb the bumps, but also designed for the heavier bikes like an e-bike. These are 32mm wide, so you'd be running them at a low pressure, and it's again just going to make that ride a little bit more comfortable. We're going to give it a try, see what it feels like on the road. So I'm about to set off for my first effort on my trusty steed. I'm going to ride a perceived exertion of 7 out of 10. I'm going to do it on both the same, and I'm going to put this in my back pocket so I'm not tempted to look at the heart rate or power or anything like that. Right, on your mark, set.
Just about to go for the road bike test, number 1 round the road race circuit. Stop and ride. Not looking.
So that took, well, we'll do the results at the end.
Now it's time to put the Canyon Endurace on through the same test.
Kind of excited and also quite nervous. We got full on attack, give me everything you've got mode. On your marks, get set.
Here we go.
Go. Oh my God!
That was fun. That was really fun, actually.
That was so much harder.
It felt faster.
Just impossibly hard.
Oh, I'm not going to tell you the results until the end, so stay tuned. So Jake is just about to start his first hill effort on the road bike. Quite windy today.
Head crosswind. There are going to be no records broken today, I don't think. So today is the hill climb day. It's going to be a test between my trusty air road and the Endurace On. Climb starts here at these national speed limit signs, and then there's a line at the top which is the finish of the road race. Heart rate today, not really that much of an issue. Yesterday it was kind of the important factor, but today actually It's just about the overall speed. Wow, that wakes you up. Oh my god, that was hard.
I just watched Jake do his 2 efforts, so I know that this is going to be quite painful. I mean, it's a flat out hill effort, it's going to suck. So let's get started. My eyes are really big, I tried so hard. I think it felt faster, but then I'm not sure, I was really dying at the end.
Kira's just finished her second run, she's just rolling down. Interesting results with the e-bikes. Very surprising, I'd say. Yeah, I think it's definitely made me think twice about people who ride e-bikes.
We're just about to head back to Paradigm Cycles. We're going to sit down and have a look through all the results, and we'll be able to give you our conclusion. And it's an interesting conclusion, isn't it? So we're finally back from our rigorous testing. We're here at Paradigm Cycles, our local bike shop, to run you through all of the data. So first up, we had the road race test. We took on an 18.8 kilometre route, which was 2 laps of the Southwark Hill road race course. First up, I did my road bike in 37 minutes and 56 seconds. That was an average speed of 29.7 kilometres an hour, 385 calories. My average heart rate for the effort was 154 beats a minute, with my max being 169. But interestingly, the e-bike, I was actually quicker. So 36 minutes and 4 seconds over the same course, an average speed of 31.3 kilometers an hour, 378 calories. My average heart rate was 157 beats a minute, and my max was the same, 169 beats a minute.
Yeah, so for me, I did the aero first, so I did the road bike test first, and I did 30 minutes 43 seconds for that, so that is an average speed of 36.8 kilometers an hour. I averaged 159 beats a minute, and I burnt 478 calories on that run. I then took on the e-bike afterwards, and I did 31 minutes 18 seconds, so actually slower on the e-bike. I did 36.1 kilometers an hour with an average heart rate of 160, which is 1 beat higher, and I did 494 calories. So I burnt more calories on the e-bike than I did on the road bike.
Let's have a look at the hill climb test. For me, on the e-bike, I did in 1 minute and 30 seconds, and on the road bike in 1 minute and 25 seconds. So I was slightly quicker on the road bike.
Yeah, and for me, the same sort of results on that. I did 1 minute 2 seconds on the road bike, and I did 1 minute 10 seconds on the e-bike.
So conclusion then, the e-bike was slower up the climb, which did surprise me, but the road bike felt considerably lighter. And I think the reason the e-bike didn't do so well on the hill climb test was because it is quite a bit heavier and it only assists you up to 25 kilometers an hour. My hill climb effort was just over that, so I wasn't getting the assistance. But the road race test is really where the e-bike came into its own. It felt dramatically quicker up the climbs, and what I found is that it made the effort, the speed, feel much more consistent over the ride.
That
was fun. That was really fun, actually. The only difference is that on the road bike, in my road race test, I took slightly more time, which meant I burnt 7 more calories.
Yeah. So I had pretty much the same views with the hill climb. My aero just felt light and responsive. I did kind of struggle a little bit with the weight of the Endurace on such an intense effort. I also found actually the gear ratios, because of the 1x system, I found the spread across the rear cassette, I found it to be quite big, so the jump from each cog was either spin or slog. But again, this is a maximum hill effort, not exactly what this bike is designed for.
Oh my god, that was hard.
On the road race, I was actually shocked at how close it was. Like you said, you're 2 minutes faster on the e-bike, and I was 40 seconds slower on the e-bike. So actually what it ended up doing was, because of that 25 km/h ceiling, as it were, it actually leveled us out more, and would in theory be easier for us to ride together. I feel like this bike would really come into its own if you do live somewhere that has long hills, big climbs, stuff like that, because then you can kind of relax a little bit and let the motor take on some of that work. We were obviously riding the bike consistently hard.
We've proven that you can get fitter using an e-bike. Do let us know your thoughts down below in the comments, and consider subscribing for more cycling content. Thanks very much from Jake and I. Whoop.